back to 10 Cents Podcast. My name is Michael, Adam, and Robbie, and we're not interviewing anybody this week.
No.
We have a lot of things to talk about.
So many things.
So I'm going to jump straight into it.
I'm not even sure I know how many things we need to talk
There's
about.
quite the list here that we need to get through. But anyway, so to get started, we have our autocross July 21st. It's going to be a couple weeks out when this show releases, or 3 weeks out when this show releases. It is, as of this exact second, which is Wednesday, it is sold out.
Oh, fuck
The
yeah.
registration is still open, and I'm going to leave it open. If you're registered and you know you're not going to be there, please take your name off the list. If the registration is open when you go on there, go ahead and add yourself. We'll kind of monitor it. That way, hopefully, some people will leave. Some people can come in. It's not a big deal. If we're getting close to the event and I see that we've got too many people, I'll contact people individually, but I really don't think it'll be too big of an issue. So if you want to register, Motorsport Reg, go to the Facebook page, click the thing, and then it'll take you right there. Go ahead and register. If there's a problem, I will notify you. Otherwise, assume there is not.
Perfect.
I think it'll be fine.
So
But
excited.
it's sold out at the moment.
I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
Yep. So
It's a big
that's
day.
what's up.
Look
It's a
at
big
us.
day.
First
It's a good
event,
time.
sold
Look at
out.
us,
Sold out.
Robbie.
So anyway, for that, novices, if you're a novice, still encourage you to sign up. Hopefully we can get you in. Kanga Motorsports, we're going to be drawing for one novice to basically get their registration refunded, or basically they don't pay registration for the day. Kanga Motorsports is going to cover that for you. He sent over T-shirts. There's a hat sitting there. I think there's one hat maybe. That'll go to the novice. Got some other shirts that we'll give away. FTD or something like that. The other thing that he sent over...
Did we decide what we're defining as novice?
I'm going to say I can see on Motorsport Reg if you've done an event.
Okay.
So
Through Motorsport
it's
Reg, at
possible
least.
that maybe you've done another event.
Right.
If there's a question about it, we will check on that. But more than likely, you've probably done a Motorsport Reg event through the SCCA, unless we know you've done Marshalltown or something like that.
Right.
So we've got ways to tell if you're a novice, and if it's like you've done one event,
Yeah, whatever.
probably count
Yeah.
you for that, because we want you to keep racing. So I think that counts. He sent some other stuff. Adam,
I'm a
while-
little scared
while
of
you-
this.
No, it's not a big deal. It's just astronaut food.
Oh.
It's just ice cream and strawberries. So we're going to open
so
those.
it's freeze
gonna,
dried.
We're going to eat dry ice cream. So it's not cold ice cream?
No, it's freeze dried.
goodness.
I've had the freeze dried
it's just the
those
thing.
peas they sell.
I've never done this before. I'm really...
never-
You've never
had-
had astronaut food?
No.
Oh man, they used to
Ooh,
bring
this
it
is
into.
broken. Perfect.
Oh, damn it. It's chocolate.
They used to
Oh,
bring
you
it
can't eat
into.
it.
I'll eat it in the spirit of...
Eat the strawberries.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I guess for people that don't know, astronaut food is just freeze-dried food, really.
It's the same food, just freeze dried.
So...
There's some
I'm
strawberries.
super confused.
Those are just strawberries. That's
I'm
it.
super confused by the ice cream, though.
Here,
Like, how's that a thing? These look... Oh, I've had the strawberries before, but not
Just, yeah.
not packaged as astronaut food. It's such a weird consistency.
It's a very weird texture.
it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Well, I'm eating the cracker part, so that doesn't count.
The cracker part.
But it tastes like a cracker.
Of course, Robbie gives me this section that has the chocolate ice cream as well. Nah, we're good. Don't worry about it.
I give it. Oh, I like
The
vanilla.
ice cream's bizarre. There's nothing bad about it. It's just like completely dehydrated food. You know.
For those that don't know, just so there's a tie-in here, James with Kanga Motorsports works for NASA. So we should probably clarify that. Robbie, you want a strawberry?
Okay.
The strawberries are odd because
They're very candy-y.
the strawberries are a
I'll eat
little
all
odd.
of them then.
They're
'Cause they
very
still have the
light
seeds
and
in 'em.
airy.
They still have the seeds.
What's that? What's that? Oh man.
I'm not offended by the. This isn't terrible.
No, it's not bad at all. I did that.
It's not great.
No.
I wouldn't buy this myself,
Right.
but
But, like, I wouldn't die either.
it's not some sort of sea creature that we've turned into jerky and
That's awful.
tried to pawn off on another podcast. So that's really not that bad. So anyway, thank you, James. Thank you for the support on the autocross, the show, the candied strawberries, all that stuff.
so excited about the shirt giveaway. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got shirts.
Thank you,
and
James.
He's paying for somebody's registration, and yeah, all that stuff. So let's do Adam's opener presented by Factor Fabrication.
So this week, Robbie before said that I needed to pimp my ride when it came to the van.
I don't know if I used the word pimp. I might have, but
I don't remember.
maybe I said
You may have said rice.
I think I said you
I think you may have
need to
directly said rice.
You need to rice your bait.
And I was like, I don't think that's really like a possibility for a Dodge Grand Caravan because like,
Did you ever see the Nopi national coverage?
did people show up with caravans though?
Fuck yeah.
Damn,
They
son.
riced everything.
I didn't realize that was a thing. So I was bored and I started Googling. And so actually I was a little afraid because on eBay there wasn't anything.
What?
There was just OEM replacement parts.
And nobody wants that.
The problem
Right,
with
and
eBay
so-
is it's like a just so much stuff's on eBay. It's
Right.
really hard to find.
I'm going
like-
to be honest. There wasn't anything on the first page.
I've gotten really, yeah. I've gotten good at. I guess I'm not like good at it, but like what works best for me is that I'll search what I want, find the OEM part number, and then search that in eBay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That'll get you what you're looking for.
But not when you're looking for ricer parts.
Yeah, you can still find it on other pages.
I suppose.
Like Andy's Autosports.
So yeah, actually, that's where we ended. So I went to the Google. Actually, I tried directly to Andy's Autosport because I was like,
that's rice cap.
back in the day, right? That was the place you went to buy your parts. Absolutely.
They had all the body kits, every
All the
car.
body
Didn't
kits.
matter.
Every car.
They had
ever.
6 body kits for the Cavalier alone.
Hell yeah, they did. And so I went.
They probably still
and
have
you know
them.
what's funny? That website hasn't changed a bit since
It
2005.
still works.
It does.
You can buy stuff on it.
So I went to there and I looked at what they had for me, and they had some pretty good options. So we're gonna go through them.
All right.
So I was so kind as to give Robbie some pictures.
So can you tell people what year Grand
So I have
Caravan
a 2000. I think it's a 2005. It's that gen for sure.
Yeah,
Dodge
so
Grand Caravan.
kind of. I don't know how you describe it.
Like a van.
It's just like a van.
It's very roundy.
It's a
minivan.
roundy van because they got
had-
kind of square.
The newer ones are kind of squared off, and the old ones are kind of squared off. This is that middle like egg shape.
It's not the super roundy one.
It's
with
not
the,
quite
with
the-
the thinner headlights.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's not
generation
that.
after that.
Right. 3.3 liter V6. Not that it matters because I didn't look up performance parts.
Oh,
But well, actually, I tried to find a cold air intake because
any
any good ricer's got to have a cold air intake, right? And all I could find was just like cone filters or drop-ins. That doesn't count.
Nope.
So first of all, to set off any ride, you have to have some sweet rims,
Rad rims.
right?
Are these gold? What are these?
So
They're
so I
bronze,
have
aren't
a
they?
thing for gold wheels. Love me some gold wheels. So I'll be honest, I had to go to Tire Rack to get these. So first of all, it's a 5x1 14.3, and for whatever reason, Google specified it as being a high offset. So I need
what
high
is
offset.
What is a high offset
I don't know.
plus?
I googled
25 or
because I didn't know for sure, so I googled Dodge Grand Caravan or 2005 Dodge Caravan wheel bolt pattern, and it gave me like a little graph, which was actually really convenient, and it just said 5x1 14.3 and then high offset behind that.
okay.
So the first one that Robbie has pulled up there is a KMS KM708, which I kind of thought was cool looking.
It's all right.
It's like
thought
10
it was-
10 spoke. Is that 10 spokes?
I don't know.
How many is that? No,
that
it's,
might
it's
have been
more than that.
You know what? That may have been. No, I don't remember. I have 2 sets of wheels. Yes, that is the Advanti class or
Wow.
Class E.
That's
I'm not
way
sure.
more gold than I thought you'd be with.
So I love gold and bronze rims.
Really?
It's always been a thing, but not like 100 spoke golds.
No. You're not a lowrider.
That's not the thing. But like I know it's a little bit Subaru-y.
I'm trying to see if it looks better on Robbie's computer.
No, the TV screen looks better. The TV screen
I don't know.
brings
It
out
looks
the colors.
It looks almost white. Like the face of it looks white
The
or silver.
face is
It's
machined.
so shiny.
The face is machined
polished.
silver, polished.
oh,
and
it
then
is machine silver.
then the
Oh,
spokes-
that's quite bad.
The outside of the spokes and the barrel
polished.
is gold.
Polished aluminum with some gold.
Yeah. So,
Rice.
You gotta set off.
Pretty rice.
You gotta
Yeah.
set off your vehicle with some sweet rims right off the bat, though,
Well, we're
right?
throwing out the dull bronze right off the
See,
bat.
I think
So
the
what do
dull
we-
bronze was better.
No, that's why I'm throwing it out.
I like that one better though.
Yeah, that's why I'm throwing it out.
but I like that one.
No,
I think
we're going with-
I think in this case we're doing full West Coast Customs build.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're going
so
with
this is like as bad as we can possibly.
Right, we
Well,
gotta
in
put-
that case, we got to
Exhibit's
take this
gonna come.
gold. The Advantis win. Advanti
Yeah,
sounds like
without
some
a
sort
doubt.
of ricer brand for sure.
Yeah. Exhibit's going to come down the alleyway and explain some stuff to us. you know what I'm saying?
Tire Rack will sell these to you for the low price of like $186 a piece.
What is the
Does that come with
dimensions?
tires?
I'm gonna be honest. All I know is that it's a 17.
That's
And
fair.
that
enough.
is not with a tire.
Ooh.
The thing about buying wheels from Tire Rack that really sucks is they don't give you much size choice. They just kind of like, here's your size. It's 17.
I think it's a factory size.
Yeah, I think
Except
that's all they'll do.
I don't even know that that's true because I think the Vans got 15s or 16s
it's above
on it.
your factory size, but it'll fit in your wheel well correctly. That's the hardest thing. Like if you want to go like an aggressive offset,
You can't go to Tire
Rack's
Rack.
not the way to do it.
No.
They'll get a phone call saying, "Hey, you ordered this 11-inch rim with a plus 35 offset. It's not going to fit on your stupid Nissan." Yes, it is. Just let it go.
So, boom. Rims.
There it is. Wheels chosen. What's next?
Show us some taillights, Robbie.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Euro lights.
Everybody knows it. And so I got, of course, the chrome and the black.
The black.
Chrome and black. Those were my options.
Ooh, I don't know.
So-
That is tricky.
Yeah.
If we're going to stick to the theme here,
I mean, silver van.
Teriyaki boys. Ooh, the Van's silver, though, Robbie. Go back
Van
to the
is
dark.
silver.
it's got to be chrome.
These are, by the way, these are $110 a set
You can't afford not to do
from
that. Like,
Andy's Autosport.
if you're get hit in the back and your taillights go out, you have to just buy these.
No, because I can buy a $35 set on eBay.
Damn it.
I don't know. I'm gonna say. Oh wait, but the wheels are silver faced.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be
Chrome.
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 It's gotta be chrome.
It's got to be chrome.
We're going chrome.
Well, then I
That is
guess
an aggressive looking van.
we haven't even got to the best part. Robbie wanted to save that for last, apparently.
Yes, I
So
did.
then we follow that up with, the taillights are pimptastic. So then you
Yep.
got to have the headlights that are as well.
Yep.
Again,
Yeah.
chrome housing, black housing.
Well, you gotta go chrome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the
You
problem is
gotta match them.
the chrome.
the
looks
chrome
too
one
close
looks
to,
really fucking stupid.
Yeah, it looks way too close to OEM.
It does look very OEM-y.
Let's go black.
Just mixing it up. Screw it. Front to back, it's different.
It doesn't
We're going
match.
black on the front.
These are $100 a set, by the way.
That is actually quite cheap.
with bulbs.
I'm sure it isn't without.
No, that's just a bare housing. Dude, this
okay.
isn't like, these aren't LED enclosures or projectors. These are just regular standard
You should have
housings.
found LED ones.
It's not a thing,
No,
Robbie.
no. He's just gonna buy LED bulbs. It's fine.
That is the way to go.
It is not.
I'm not saying that I didn't switch everything in the 240 to LEDs. Well, the blink
Race car.
Well, I drive it out. No,
Rice car.
it's a
Rice
race car.
Anyway,
Gotta be able
so
to
we got
see the turn
we got
signal.
silver, we got bronze wheels, silver taillights, black headlights. So we're doing
Okay.
real
All right,
well.
so then the only-
consistent with this build.
The only thing that I could find, I mean, like, generic underglow kits and all that stuff. That's pretty straightforward.
that goes without saying.
I looked high and low for even just lowering springs, or I mean, coilovers would have been
just cut 'em.
ideal, but I couldn't find a real option. So I mean, yeah, like Robbie said, you just cut them or whatever.
That's safe.
I mean, it's just my 2-year-old. It's not that big a deal. He seems pretty resilient. It'll be fine.
He'll bounce right back.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're all spongy when they're that
Yeah,
age.
Like I said
And then
earlier
glue.
today, he was playing on a chair, and they were like, "Oh, we should probably get him out of that because he might hurt himself or break the chair." And then someone said, "Oh, I'd rather him break the chair than hurt himself." And I was like, "He heals himself. The chair doesn't.
Yeah, the chair's
The chair's expensive. Yeah, that costs money.
That chair does not fix itself. Logan does.
At
I'm
that,
just
at
saying.
that age, he'll bounce right back.
Yeah, absolutely. How badly can you get hurt playing on a recliner? Really?
Oh, it's padded.
Yeah.
He's fine.
I know people were worried
You
about
could-
the
yeah.
dumbest things. Anyway, so then really all we got left is the body kit.
Yeah,
It has side skirts though.
It does. So they call it a body kit. It's really just a lip kit. It just
It doesn't replace the whole bumper.
No, it screws onto the bumper, and it comes in at a staggering $1,975.
No way.
Wow.
That was the cheaper of the two options.
Was it made out of fiberglass or Duraflex?
Doesn't say.
Does
It's
it-
manufactured by a company called Sarona.
Never heard of them.
Sarona.
Look at the rims. That's like your Hot Boy rims.
Yeah,
that's like
they
a
are-
Rota.
It is kind of hot boy.
What are those?
Rotiforms.
Rotiforms. That's what this van's got.
the
on
rip
them.
offs,
Yeah.
the reps,
They are pretty hot boy.
like TE37 reps.
That van is pretty hot boy all around.
Oh man, he's got blue. He's got blue lug nuts.
No, the center cap is.
Oh, is it?
Or is it? I can't tell. The
he's
picture's
got
like.
blue lug nuts. The
it's a
picture's
real
not good
shit
enough.
picture.
Oh shoot! You should have got different color lug nuts.
I mean, that's all like little details that aren't specific to the.
Nickel and dime stuff don't count.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to get like the vehicle specific big ticket items here.
Now, does this come with the wang?
That's a factory option, actually.
That
Ooh, so
tall
you can
one?
find that.
Yeah.
You can find that on the.
Yeah, so you just go to eBay and you buy
get that for cheap.
Yeah,
from a wrecker.
And I can even get it body color. It's no big deal.
Did this?
You got to have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
This got a fart can.
It appears that it does, yes.
Oh, you need a fart can.
I wouldn't be totally opposed to putting
We'd
a
have
fart
to.
can on my...
We'd have to do the
to be
thing where
honest
you
with
cut
you.
the muffler off and then get like a generic.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
it's got
like a
Apexy one.
$30 one.
Yeah.
You just,
The one that's one of those mufflers that's huge and sideways across the back.
yeah.
I mean, it would just be getting rid of weight.
It's
Oh yeah. That doesn't
better
make any
gas
sense at
mileage.
all.
better gas mileage.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
More flow.
Air, yeah, flow through.
More horsepower.
Yeah,
Like 15 horsepower. Right
Less
It's a
there.
restriction.
safety thing because then I can merge with.
it's better merging.
Yeah, it's a. I mean,
People get out of your way when you're loud.
I just
If it's
I'd be
if it's
dumb not
louder,
to.
people can
Loud.
hear you coming.
Yeah, loud pipe save
Loud-
lives. Including on your minivan.
I think it's more important on a minivan. You've
With
got
the child,
baby on
absolutely.
board stickers in the back. You know.
Did they shave the
Yes.
antenna?
Yes.
They
They shaved the whole back of it.
That
didn't
whole that whole van
What the hell?
is very heavily modified. When you
That's
really
so-
get down to
that's
the
so
brass
weird.
taxes of it,
It's got your headlights.
it's a very heavily modified. Those aren't factory rear taillights either.
No.
They're different.
Yep. They're red. They're,
They're
just
all
red.
red.
Like
Right.
the whole thing.
they? Somebody spent a lot of time on this.
That and like
Man.
shave some body moldings
I see that.
and
Did they all
Yeah.
come with roof racks? Because I recall roof racks.
This doesn't have a roof rack.
I don't.
You take the roof rack out. You
Yeah,
don't
I
have.
have.
You should have a roof rack.
I don't
You would
remember
think
if
with
I
a
do or
minivan
not.
that would be
You
I don't remember
standard.
if I
Then,
do
then
or
you can
not.
put that big cargo thing on
You
top.
put that sweet 10 on there. Oh, are you talking about
The big, like,
the
hard-sided-
clamshell
What are
thing.
they?
Yeah.
It's the company that starts with a Y that makes all those.
Oh, what is that called?
like-
Every Subaru
was
owner
like-
ever has one.
Is it
We had one that was like the
Yakima or
Escargot
something like
or
that?
something.
Yakima.
Yakima. Yakima.
Yakima.
I remember when I was really young, I was afraid that it was just going to fall off like on the movie Vacation.
Absolutely.
And I refused to let my bags be up there. So the whole family had all their stuff up there and mine was in the car next to me.
I'm holding on
Nope.
to it.
I've seen Vacation. I know how this ends. I want my
love it.
stuff.
I
Oh,
love it.
Yakima has a tent thing.
Oh, nice.
I bet it leaks though.
Is it waterproof?
Depends on if the top of it is. If the top of it is.
You know what doesn't
hard shell.
leak? The inside of my pimped out Dodge
Yeah.
Caravan.
Now you could put like a water bed in there.
Well, dude, it's got the stow and go. So all the seats fold into themselves, and it's flat from the back of the front seats all the way to the tailgate.
Yeah, perfect.
Where do you think I'm going to be sleeping in
Bet.
Good Life this weekend?
Party. It's a
I'm
party van.
filling up my air mattress that I took to Grid Life, putting that in the backseat of the van, and headed to Jabay. It's going to be
I'm
great.
gonna let that one go. He's coming for you, Jabay. I don't know what else to tell you there.
By
So
the
what
time
is-
he hears this, it'll be over.
What's the grand total of this?
I didn't total it out. It was too
Like
much.
$3,000.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
somewhere in the 3
So
grand
the
territory.
body kit alone was $2,000. The headlights and taillights are $200 together, and then another $800 for wheels, basically.
And a few $100 for tires.
Right. And then you gotta put body kit, or you gotta put underglow on it.
Plus, got to paint the body kit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to paint. I'll bet it doesn't fit either. Even for $2,000, I'll bet it fits like ass.
Yeah, you're gonna have to modify the piss.
Yeah,
out of
you're
that.
for sure gonna have another couple grand in body time. I'm gonna have to get a friend like Zach LaPetrie.
Yes, everyone needs a friend like Zach LaPeach.
Dave LaPetrie is a great guy.
He's a
He's
awesome.
a hell of a
dude.
guy. Viper mechanic.
Jeez.
And Dodge Grand Caravan body kit fixer.
Right, exactly. He already works on Dodge stuff, so it's basically
Yeah,
the same
see,
thing.
it's-
It's another day at the office for
Yeah,
him.
absolutely. So, boom. Turns out you can race out a Dodge Caravan.
I'm not surprised.
It is way too
I'm-
expensive.
I'm really glad that you took the time to do
I think people will stick to.
I took more time than I want to admit on it because I really was hoping.
What's your in? You just keep.
I wanted to stay at eBay though, you know, but Andy's Autosport was
there to save
that's
you.
tried and true.
still the
That-
place, which makes me
It's almost nostalgic.
happy. Oh, absolutely nostalgic.
Yeah,
I'm glad that like
if you want to feel like it's 2001, go
dude,
to Andy's
I
Autosport.
feel like I'm back in high school again, like just cruising the internet for random terrible parts on my Cavalier and making spreadsheets for things I'll never be able to afford.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think Michael ever lived that life.
I didn't do that.
He just put Racelands on a GTI.
That was the
so-
only racy thing I did.
Oh man.
Well, I was building a Camaro in high school, so
Yeah, that's
I was
fair.
doing body work. That's why I don't like body work.
I understand.
But now I have a drift car, so
You have nothing but body.
now I
work.
have nothing to do but body work. So that worked out really well. But is that it for your opener?
That's all I got.
Factor Fabrication, supporter of the show, supporter of the autocross. He will be there. I think he's going to make it. I think he's going to come up. He's supposed to be racing that day.
Him and Randy are going to cannonball, I hear.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They'll probably be there a little late, but it'll be fun.
That's all right.
It'll be great.
It'll be good.
Hang out with
Max
us
will be there.
Yeah, hang out with us at the end.
It'll all be good. We appreciate the support of the show and the autocross. Did he update his website again?
No, I'm just on a different part of it.
Oh, I was going to say,
There's
there's
so many
some
pages
cool
to
stuff
this
going on
website.
there.
Yeah, I'm on the About page, so it's got a bunch of pictures.
He's got, whoever does some of their photography and stuff's really good. Which is why it's nice to see him up in his Instagram game, because that's totally
I get it.
what Instagram's for.
You got to keep your Instagram game strong.
You do. FactorFabrication.com, Factor Fabrication everywhere on all the social medias. Thank you, Booney. We look forward to seeing you on the 21st, if not before.
Bam.
Robbie, what did we do this weekend?
So many things.
We had the greatest weekend ever.
I had a great
Do
weekend.
we want to open with Robbie?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
gonna,
let's start with Robbie.
Yeah,
I
well,
suppose we'll bring it
let
back
me,
up.
Let me drag
We'll
this.
go. We'll work our way up from here. Then.
So just for clarification, I went drifting. I had a great time.
I went autocross.
Robbie went autocross, blew up his car.
Yeah,
you know, we tell everybody that oh, I don't want to wreck my car. Oh, just go autocrossing.
autocross.
It won't,
It's
like
so
nobody
safe.
ever breaks cars in autocrossing.
it's so safe.
Nothing ever goes wrong with a
Yeah.
car in autocross. Minimal wear.
No problem. You just drive there.
You just drive there,
No
drive
problem.
home. You don't. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Autocross. You don't have to worry about a trailer. You don't have to worry about a truck.
Yeah, but who needs a
Drive everywhere.
trailer?
Why would you need all that shit?
It's like a roll of painter's tape for numbers.
Yep.
And a tire pressure meter.
Yeah, you barely even need tools.
No, you shouldn't need tools.
You just drive daily.
Maybe check your torque on your lug nuts
Of course.
once
Maybe you may
before you
want to
leave.
air down your tires a little bit.
Right,
Maybe they get a little warm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Easy
not-
peasy.
That's not how that went.
What the fuck did you do this weekend?
Oh God.
What happened?
All right, so I haven't raced at all with the 240 this year, and I'm like, it doesn't matter where I'm going, I need to race somewhere. So this weekend I got it ready, and then took it to the come and go, and then got it all.
It's a gas station for those
Oh yeah.
playing along at home.
Want to
It's a
clarify that?
legitimate gas station.
It's not this sketchy.
Spelled with a K. Leave us
Yeah,
alone.
it's come with a K. It's fine.
It's based in Des Moines.
Yep.
It
It's one
is.
of our claim to fame.
Well, so I go there. It's the only place that's close to my house that has 93. So I pump it, fill it up, and I go get pay, and all of a sudden I realize it's leaking gas all over the damn ground.
oh,
I didn't even know about this.
yeah, I didn't tell you about this.
I'm gonna eat some strawberries
Yeah,
when I tell
so-
the story.
Holy cow.
So it's leaking gas, and then I kind of pull ahead and look under there, and it's still leaking. And it doesn't seem to make a difference whether or not it's running or not. It's just leaking. I'm like, well, fuck.
It's those damn speed bumps.
Yeah. So I refuse to take over speed bumps. We'll make
Oh,
it.
that's right. I forgot about that.
So then I'm like, well, it's not going out fast enough that I can make it home without having an empty tank. So we'll just go. So I drive home, and it's not.
Aggressive, but okay.
It's not leaking anymore.
oh.
So then I get home and I tip it from the passenger side over, like not over, but like up, so I can get under the car and look at it. It's not leaking. And now I start it and let it run for a bit. Not leaking. And I go, I was like, well, maybe I just overfilled it. And it kind of spit out which didn't make any sense logically in my head because there was way too much gas.
Right.
So then I go and look at, something in the front. Like I was looking at something else. So I tip it the other way, driver's side up, and it just starts dumping fuel.
Oh, no.
So I was like, okay, well, I got to hold my gas tank because that's my life. So then I go and look through. I was like, well, okay. So I pop the trunk open and I look under, like I take the cover off. And I'm looking at it, and the oil pump cap thing.
Fuel pump?
What did I say? Oil?
Yeah.
Fuel pump cap thing that was on there. I'm like looking at it. It's kind of loose. I've been driving with my fuel pump loose for like
God knows how
10
long.
years. 10 years. I've just never overfilled my gas
So it just
tank,
screws
apparently.
in, right? It's got like 3-4 screws in it.
No, it just it tightens
Just
like
threads in?
Yeah, threads in like a
Like the
milk
top
bottle.
of a
like the top of a
top
milk.
of a water sprayer tank,
Yeah,
farm style.
that's exactly what it is.
My Audi did the same thing.
Yep. So I don't know if it made itself loose over time, or if I just never had it tight enough and never overfilled the car, or what. But so I just cranked it down and hope for the best. And
Because basically it was leaking because it was coming out of the filler neck.
yeah, over the top.
Yeah.
No, not out of the
No,
filler
no.
neck. Out of around
No,
where
but
the fuel pump.
It was
sits.
kept leaking because it was coming. There was fuel in the filler neck,
Yep.
and it was leaking, and it was because
Oh,
your
yes.
filler neck's
Gravity.
higher than your
Gravity.
Yeah,
Was
and so it was
pushing it
pushing it out, and that's
Yep.
why it kept leaking. But
Yeah.
once it got below the top
Yeah,
of the
then it was
tank,
fine.
it was fine.
Which I've probably never overfilled my tank before, apparently, which doesn't make any sense because I always do that.
Apparently, those pumps there are slightly more aggressive.
Yeah, so that's how I started my weekend. So I'm like, okay, well, not bad.
I mean, that all's well that ends well,
Yeah,
right? You're
no-
fine.
No damage.
You found and fixed a problem.
Yep.
How bad could that possibly be?
All right, so then we go to the Corvette Club on Saturday, and it takes about an hour to get there because it's from Cumming down to Sheridan.
That's a town, by the way.
I live in Cumming.
We have some unfortunately named things in Iowa.
So just come
It's a-
everywhere.
It's a town.
It's so hard to explain. You live in Cummins, right? No.
Nope.
No
Cummings.
S. No N and no S. It's coming. So I get to the Corvette Club, and I'm the only non-Corvette guy there. And I'm like, am I the only one? Yeah. There'll be more, don't worry.
Trevor knows how that feels.
There wasn't. I was the only one. So then they're like, all
So-
right. Oh, go on.
What'd they think about the car?
They were confused.
Were they confused?
Many
when
were
you opened the hood, were they like, wait a second,
There was-
I have one of those under my hood?
Some were slightly less confused, like, okay.
We're good now.
I-
You
Never
can
mind.
come in.
Welcome.
One guy had to clarify that it wasn't a Skyline, and then a couple other people
What?
were like,
That's fair though.
I'll take it.
That's
and then,
fair.
a, then a
That's
couple
all right.
other people were like, I knew that wasn't a 4-cylinder under there. The Nissan with a V8. I was like, same as you, dude. LS1.
Hell yeah.
No, actually, I have an LS6.
Yellow 7,
Whatever.
Yellow's 3.
Whatever. So I get there and get registered, and then the way they do it is men group 1, men group 2, women group 1, and guest. I ran with the women.
Because otherwise you'd have been by
I'd
yourself.
be by myself.
That's all right. It's 2018, bro. You can identify wherever you like to.
Yeah, it don't matter.
That's fine. It's all good.
But yeah, so then I go and do my first run, and I get all like to the last gate, and then I make a mistake and I overshot it because it's like for some reason they think they have to slow down right before the finish line, so they do like a gate and then a real hard
Yeah. To try to slow you down,
the
chicane
slalom,
thing. Yep.
chicane, whatever you want to call it. So I overshot that and then slammed on the brakes, and by doing so, I knocked the bolt out of my tie rod or my tension rod. So then the whole wheel assembly just went right up into the fender and the side skirt.
So where did the bolt come out of? Just so I'm clear.
The end of the tension rod. So that, I got that curved tension rod, and then it goes
okay.
to the subframe. So
I call
tension rod-
that a tie rod.
Yeah, isn't that a tie
no,
rod?
the tie rod's for your steering.
Your steering. What do you mean?
I feel like he has some parts on his front suspension that the rest of the world don't necessarily
Show me.
have.
Can you show me some
Yeah,
pictures?
because
Mark, on that?
I've been very confused by the term as well. And
He was calling it
it's
tension
probably the
rod.
right term. I just don't know what it means. So
It's like the learning
I
corner
think-
at 1010's podcast.
Yeah,
it's fine. Everyone else is just as interested.
It's a curved
Let's be
tension
real.
rod.
So it's the part itself.
It's that's probably not going to help.
Hold on, I
anybody,
got
is
it.
So where does it go?
It goes from the wheel to the subframe.
Okay.
On the front,
no,
on
okay.
the front,
all
of
right,
the,
all right.
on the front of the control arm.
I'm with you. So you've got a tension rod that I don't have.
Yes.
Because
I think
basically
a lot of
my
cars don't have
my assembly where that tension rod is, and then where it attaches to what I'll call the
Lower
the K
control arm.
member or the frame.
Oh, yeah.
all that's one piece.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I have a lower control arm, which
Yep.
is straight, and then the tension rod that's just curved that goes to the subframe.
So basically, what happened when that broke is that whole lower control arm could sway.
Correct.
Because I thought that your tie rod broke, which
No.
effectively you'd have a similar thing that would happen.
Right.
But the wheel wouldn't move as that. If that tension rod breaks, that whole thing can flop over.
Wherever it wants.
Wherever it
Is
wants.
that double A arm or is that McPherson's strap?
McPherson strut.
Okay.
Yeah, so luckily they found the spacer and a shim from my door because it fucked all that up too.
A shim from your door came flying out of there.
Yeah. Because the whole thing.
Jesus.
Everything got bent. So then I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, man, I bet I popped my tire. That's kind of how it felt like I popped my tire. Because it just kind of had that flop, 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 flop.
Yep.
And I kept driving. I was able to drive like 50 feet.
With no.
And someone's like, hey, your wheel, it's touching.
Holy shit.
So I made it like back to pits.
Drove it like that?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my god.
And then I stop and go look, and sure enough. So, yeah, so the tension rod just came out and then just destroyed my fender and my side skirt. And then it also cracked my carbon fiber hood. So I spent about...
No. I didn't know that either.
It's. I mean, it's just like a chip. It's not a big deal, but still, it's a brand new hood.
Time to wrap it.
Yeah. Well, it's got that protective wrap on it already.
That was a disaster.
Wrap it.
Blew it.
Yep. So I don't know if I've just been running since November with that tension rod bolt finger tight, and it just happened to give out after hours of driving.
Did you find the bolt?
I found the bolt.
It wasn't sheared or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
The spacer was bent, but not enough to not work. But so I have like a bar that goes between the tension rods, and you can preload it. I don't know if that kind of like gradually pulled it off as well. It's like, the vibration of the car gradually unscrewed itself, and it was gradually pulling it off. It just came off. Everything was fine. I mean, everything was damaged.
Do you have pretty solid motor mounts in that car?
Yeah, I got the polyurethane.
So when I first got the Omni, it was factory motor mounts, and then I got some pretty stiff polyurethane ones, and now random stuff will vibrate itself loose.
Yeah.
You got to use Loctite on everything.
Yep. And the other side was fine, so I double checked that. So then I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, do I call AAA? Can they come pick me up at the racetrack, or
No,
like,
you send it.
I'm missing? Critical.
He doesn't have a bolt.
I'm missing the nut here. So then, I'm like, well, I gotta. Does anybody have a log nut? M12 by 1.25. Anybody? I'm like, well, take my truck. No.
You're too nice to me.
You're messing with me, right? This guy, I can't remember his name.
Bummer.
I knew it at the time, and as soon as I got home, I forgot. But I remember.
He's got a chicken on the side of his car. Is that a chicken or a goose?
Road Poet Racing.
Okay.
He just handed me the keys to his brand new Silverado and said, "Go to town, see if O'Reilly's has the nut you need." Yeah, I'll do that. So I ran into town, borrowed his
What
truck.
a guy.
Seriously, the Corvette people, so nice, so helpful. Everyone's like handing me tools that I had enough tools to do it, but I didn't have like a 19-inch wrench. I had just a
Millimeter.
Crescent wrench.
I said a crescent wrench, yeah, a 19 millimeter. So, I go down and get it, and oddly enough, the M12 1.25 is like the biggest one of O'Reilly's stocks. Spot that, double nutted it, drove it up and down the road a couple times, drove straight enough. Send it! Fuck it. It's already broken. Who cares?
It can't get much worse. It's just autocross.
It's just autocross. What could possibly go wrong? So I run like a couple more runs, and I'm finally, obviously I'm in my head the whole second run, so I do like a 54, and that first one was like a 46 seconds. So then third run, I get it like a 43. And I have my first clean run of the day. I'm finally, all right, getting out of my head. We're past this. Do a couple more runs. Second to last run, I'm noticing that my clutch is smelling a little worse than normal. And granted, I've known this was a long time coming. It's been on borrowed time since I had the swap done. The guy that had the car before me beat the ever-living piss out of this car. He wrapped his Camaro around a tree. I knew this engine was going to have problems. So ever since the swap's been done, it's always kind of slipped, always kind of smoked. But it worked. So, take off. First gear, it's just kind of like slipping. All right, we're there. Going. Second gear, we're in. And we're going. And I make it through. And I'm like, okay. I got one run left. Now I got to go home. All right, we'll do it. No more. No. It just spun all the way through first and second gear. Just pegging it, not gripping. Can't do it. Made it through my run. Did it in a 41 when the fastest time of the day was a 39.
With
Awesome.
a shot clutch. That a boy, Robbie. That a boy.
But again, I fucked up that last part.
Dude, I'm so proud of you.
And I was doing this in my head. I was like, I was on pace because I let off and just kind of coasted through the finish line and still at a 41. I was so proud of myself.
How fucking hilarious would that have been if you'd have FTD'd that event? Oh, man.
I felt really good about it until, the last two runs. So then I go back and throw all the shit in the car. I was like, yeah, I got to go. I might not make it home, but I got to get halfway home. I got to do something. So I'm taking off like, hey, you coming back tonight? No. You coming back? Nope. I got to go. Can't you smell? I got to go. So I go from Sheridan to Osceola, which is about a half hour. and I barely made it up to highway speed, and it stayed there. It stayed in 5th gear, no problem.
So how did you start the car after you had stopped it? That's my major question. If you've got basically no clutch,
It was fine.
you were able to get it started in first. When you went to leave from a stop, you started the car.
Yeah, it was really slow, but I got there.
Okay, so it's slipping like a mofo.
And smoking like a mofo, but I got
You
there.
got it into first and got it to...
Yep, I got up to highway speed.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
So then I get to the stoplight in Osceola right before the interstate. I'm like, no!
Damn it!
Oh, don't. And sure enough, I got caught at the red. Slowly up to speed. Got on the interstate, slowly up to interstate speeds. And I can tell it's gone. There's nothing left of that clutch. Get to the coming exit. There's no cars. Force it into 2nd gear, just go. Make it home. Calling Jess like, please be up. Please be near your phone. Nope. I just need her to open the garage door so I can coast in. Nope, not that lucky.
You don't have an opener on that door?
I do, but I have to be really close.
Oh,
So
so you'd have to
You're
stop.
like preparation, like have the door open. So
I need the door open before I get there.
Right.
So then I called her like 3 times, and like I don't know, she was outside or like not. She never phoned next to her. So then I get there and I'm pressing the button like crazy. Come on! So the door's right above the hood, right above the windshield, and I'm like nosing it in there, and it finally gets above the sunroof, and I let it go because at this point it's metal on metal. And I don't know. I got a good picture of that. There's nothing left of that clutch.
Gosh. That's bad.
That's amazing.
And that's a very expensive, nice clutch.
What is it?
It's a monster.
Jesus.
So I feel confident in saying this. That's not all me. I didn't do that.
No, gosh.
You haven't even driven it
Well,
enough to do that too.
Based on the condition of the rest of the transmission behind that clutch, I think it's safe to say that clutch was on borrowed time to begin with.
Dude was doing full-blown on the rev limiter burnouts and all kinds
I
of
know he
dumb
was into
shit.
drag racing, so I know that he was dumping the clutch and beating on this
sidestepping
thing.
the clutch.
Yep. So pulled the transmission Monday, mowed the lawn and pulled the clutch, and looked at other stuff yesterday. So I'm going to rebuild my trans, replace my clutch. What else am I going to do? Replace my exhaust because it's not loud enough. And then I think that's about it. But either way, I got some work ahead of me. All the parts are here. Well, we'll be here by the time
You got
it's
all the
theirs.
parts already?
Everything will be
Yeah,
here.
boy. Thrash and dash.
Damn, son.
But the T56 is a brilliant design because it doesn't have to be with the bell housing. So I can disconnect the transmission from the bell housing.
Isn't that like a normal like GM transmission thing?
I'm sure it is because they're all.
I think so.
You can put them in different cars.
Was I not the only one that was like, that's normal, Robbie?
Not with the Nissans. The SR20 was one big cast piece.
Yeah, I think most other
The
transmissions
bell housing
are
doesn't
one
come
piece.
off the trans at
it's
all.
one big piece. That's why it was such a nightmare when I took the SR20 out. That's why I was
realize
dreading. That's why I was
that.
dreading this for so long.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So then I pulled the trans. It's really not that big a deal. But then of course I don't have the firewall dented in enough to take the bell housing completely out right now. So I have it loose and kind of hanging there, so I can take everything off and slide it behind it. So I might just leave it and just slide
Yeah,
it in
fuck
behind.
it.
Yeah.
Why bother?
The only thing might be an issue is putting it back in. I think I'm going to have to either loosen or remove the passenger side header just to give me enough room to make sure it just kind of goes up in there, no problem.
Gets engaged in the right.
But that shouldn't be an issue. And then, getting the flywheel bolts off will be another thing. But they make a tool for that, so it's like $20. So I can get that. So, yeah. But if anybody wants to help me put a transmission in like a week,
He'll have it in before he calls you
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. He
Don't worry.
said that when he was talking about taking the transmission out, and then he sends us this message, and he's like, "Here's the transmission." I was like, "What the hell? You said you wanted help."
I didn't need any help taking it out. Actually, if anyone's ever rebuilt a T56 and wants to walk me through it, that'd be helpful.
I've never. Transmissions are witchcraft.
It's just
automatic
years.
or no.
I'm not too worried about it. There's so many videos walking you through it. I mean, I've done it before. It's just not the T56.
You do it. You learn how to do it, and then
Let us know how it goes.
yeah, because I
Worst-
don't need to do it.
Worst
but I would
case
like to know
scenario,
how to do it.
it's like the most common transmission ever. I can just take it to the shop and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I fucked this up. Fix it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not overly concerned.
I know a guy with a transmission shop here in town.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Make
does
it-
race car things. So
He'll know.
make it more better.
actually, you've met him too. He's the guy that was driving the pace car Camaro.
Oh, yeah.
He owns a transmission shop.
All right, well, Worst case scenario is I bring the transmission to him.
Not talking about Cotman, right?
No, I don't remember what his name. Dan is his first name. Harrington?
Oh,
Dan Harrington?
Yeah. Wait, did he own Cotman?
He might have owned Cotman.
I don't know if he does anymore.
I don't know if he does either.
I think he sold it.
I know that he owned a transmission shop at some point.
Not that it really matters, but yeah, I think he sold it for some reason.
No.
That's possible.
But,
He's an older guy. He could be retired.
But whatever. That might not be true. That might be fake news.
I don't know.
So anyway,
Yeah.
So you're going to put it back together with the transmission in the state that it's in. Just
No, he's going to
rebuilding
rebuild the
it.
transmission.
Oh, you're going to do that now?
Yeah.
It's out.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing it
All right.
twice.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know if
no,
you were
he's-
thrashing to get it done by the
No,
21st.
he is.
I am.
But you're going to take the transmission apart.
I'm going to rebuild the transmission and replace the clutch and flywheel and the master slave cylinder and replace the exhaust by the time.
Brave man.
By August. by
Have you ever
July
met this
21.
guy? He'll have it done. By
Brave
the
man.
next
Assuming,
time-
assuming nothing goes wrong. Plus, it's 4th of July coming up. I got all these extra days.
and by
Take
all
some
these
days off?
he means a day.
Yeah, I just get a day off.
Take some extra days off, though.
No.
I'm super pissed about it being a Wednesday.
Wednesday's the worst
I think
day
we
ever.
hashed this out last week. I don't know, maybe not, but I wanted Friday off. I was like, can I just come into work on Wednesday and have Friday off instead? He wasn't having it.
No. No, but like now I'm not going to Good Guys, so I have all this weekend.
That's true.
And then I have 4th of July. And I got to do wedding shit on the next weekend.
Yeah, that's going to start eating up your time here pretty quick.
But then I can do it after work. So it's not a big deal. And having 4 jack stands compared to 2 jack stands, way better. That was so much
I didn't
easier.
realize you only had 2. Even I have 4, Robbie.
I had 2
Come on.
the first time I did it with the SR20.
Oh,
I had
that's
2.
right. I remember
Now I have
that.
4.
Yeah, I almost died that night.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I've done that. I did that twice with only 2 jack stands.
Katie was way more nervous than we were about it.
What's
It wasn't.
She's
that.
there to call the
It
ambulance.
wasn't that
It's
bad,
fine.
really.
No.
I like to give Robbie shit for it, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever done in a car.
No, it'd be fine.
So
Yeah, so I before I started doing this, I started the engine and just kind of listened to the exhaust. I'm like, you know what? That is too quiet. And then I pulled it off. And then I ran it with just the Y pipe, not open header through the Y pipe. I'm like, yeah, that's more what I want. So I went and did the $100. It's basically a straight pipe exhaust. We're gonna go with that. It'll be slightly quieter. I
oh
think.
my gosh,
But
it's
it'll be
amazing.
It'll be perfect. A little obnoxious, I'm hoping. So that's my.
He's
update.
really bit into the V8 life, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
that's all right.
It's hilarious.
He's living it. He's living it more than I am.
So if
right
anybody
now.
wants a really expensive HKS high flow or high power exhaust,
Probably
Fun.
that's actually a sought after catback.
you could
so
probably make more money on that than you did on the
in the
part you bought.
in the beat up shape it's in, it's still worth more than what I just bought.
Jesus Christ.
So if
Fund
anybody,
Robbie's clutch by buying
yeah,
his
if
exhaust.
anybody wants an HKS high power exhaust,
What's it for? S13 and 14?
S-
We're looking at you,
S14
Andy.
catback. Yeah, Andy.
Doesn't he have some? He's got like.
I don't have any idea.
Oh, okay.
I think it's that S13. No, yeah, S13.
No, but I think he's got something.
Oh,
Sure he does.
a lot of people do.
There's a lot of things on that car.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's quite a build.
Should I do my event?
Yeah, man.
My event was great. I broke all kinds of shit, but it was still better.
Yeah.
So anyway, got to the track, O-Drift Collective, all the way in Omaha. It's about 2.5 hour drive out there. Car's on the trailer, go to start the car. Can't get it to engage reverse, which was really annoying. This has been an ongoing issue with this setup. For some reason, it won't, with the master, so it's a master cylinder from a Camaro, like a 97 Camaro. And for some reason, I think it has something to do with the interface with the pedal, the clutch pedal in the RX-7. It will not throw that clutch off far enough.
Really?
There's no adjustment to it either. So going to have to do some research on trying to find something that works better for that. But this has gone on before. And the other thing is, too, when you buy this, they say, for the love of God, don't take it apart to install it. Like, don't take the line off to install it, but you have to. There's no way not to. So that's probably the problem. There's probably air in it. So I knew this was a problem. It's gotten me a couple times, but it's worked most of the time. So I guess when that happened and we couldn't get off the trailer, I wasn't that freaked out about it. So we jacked it up. We basically took the I don't even know what you want to call it, but the piston off. Basically, the train. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's that piston that attaches to the transmission.
Yeah.
Took that off.
Isn't that a slave cylinder?
Yes.
Yeah, the slave cylinder. Took that off. Basically, squeezed the living shit out of that to try to push some of the air out of it. I mean, that's really all you can do.
Okay.
And then rebolt it back up.
Your slave cylinder doesn't have a bleeder on it?
It does. So we tried to bleed it through there too.
No luck.
Not really. we were trying to bleed it through the reservoir and then through that bleeder.
Okay.
And it got it to enough of a point where it would engage reverse. And for some reason, we're having more of an issue with, I guess we're having an issue. I should say we're having an issue with all the gears, but most of the time it's because the car is sitting and now I'm going out for my run and I need to back it up. So I'm trying to put it into reverse and it won't go. So anyway, we got it temped up enough that it was working. So yeah, there's my dad trying to squeeze the air out of the slave cylinder. So yeah, we're screwing with that. But otherwise, got car through tech, didn't have any problems. And yeah, just basically thrashed on it all day and was beating the piss out of it, and just really did not give a shit about
Red mist.
Red mist. Yeah, it was exactly like, man, I don't know, like I haven't been in this car in a while, and this car's got more power than what I'm used to.
Once you're out there, to hell with it.
Let's go. And just out there tearing shit up, and had this is by all time best car event I've ever been at. Had so much fun. Everybody was so cool. People were helpful. They were asking questions. People were very complimentary of the roll cage and the build on the car and the wheels and this and that. And so, we were thrashing all day. I kept, I'm not the greatest drifter, although I had a real moment out there where I was doing really well and I was really excited about it. But sometimes I don't get my transition right and I'll send a front wheel off the front, off of like a curb or whatever. So I was pulling the fender lip out. So basically the tire would come up and grab the inside of the fender and rip it out. So
hey,
rip the lip out, which really sucks because then like the lip's hanging down and it's sharp. So you have to try to bang it back in there and try to roll the fender over with the jack handle and all this stuff. So some over fenders or something are in my future because it's just enough that when the spring compresses, the tire goes up, grabs the fender and rips it out. And it's really annoying. It's super annoying. So anyway, but it'll get better as I, become a better driver too. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was just as the day progressed, I just started going faster and faster and faster, and it felt more and more comfortable, and transitions were getting better, and clutch kicking, and yeah, it was just a good day. It was a good. So the other problem I had, battery issues.
Yep.
There's still a hot start issue with that car, which we're going to address. Had another battery in the trailer, so swap the batteries. That seemed to help a little bit, but I think maybe that starter's in a spot where it's right next to the exhaust. It's getting hot. That's probably causing most of the problems. And then I thought maybe I had cracked the radiator because I had hit something with it.
I remember you mentioned that.
I think that radiator was just really old and of unknown condition, and I probably did hit a curb, and it jarred it and it cracked it. I really don't think that it was. I don't think I hit it on anything specifically. I think I probably hit a curb with a tire and cracked the radiator. So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway.
So did you come home at least one set of tires fewer?
I am down a set of tires. I absolutely destroyed. I should have taken a picture, but I forgot to. I destroyed that tire that we're looking at right now, which is the driver's side tire, because on 123 over at Raceway Park of the Midlands, that you're mostly putting your load on that outside tire when you're drifting, or that kind of becomes your inside tire because it's the leading tire for the drift for the most part. And the problem with that is it takes most of the wear, so that tire's screwed. Gone. And the other tire doesn't look that bad, but it's pretty far gone. So I don't know. Lesson learned there. The car needs to come in periodically and check the tires and probably swap them if I'm running that back section a lot. But and I just did the 1 day. It was a 2-day event, but I had paid for 1 day because I knew that either I or the car was not going to make it all the way through a whole weekend.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, worked out great. Man, everybody was cool.
Went drifting, had less damage.
I had less damage. I didn't give a lot of ride along, so I apologize to people if they asked because I kept messing with stuff and kind of chasing problems all day. And
it's a new build. I mean,
yeah, it's a new build, and I was kind of not wanting to have to worry about talking to people or having problems and having to ditch people. And then the one time, one of the starters, Gannon, he threw a kid in the seat with me, and he was like 9 feet tall, which is another problem I have to address. Is that side? So on the 240, you probably know the floor on the 240 on the passenger side is taller. There's less space on the passenger side.
Not only that, but it also, I guess both sides they have that like a riser, like a bar that goes across.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so even when they're planted on the floor,
Still not on the floor.
Like if you're over 6 foot, good luck.
So the problem with the RX-7 is the floor on the passenger side is way different.
Oh.
And then I've got the factory rail and the adapter that I built, then the seat. So there's no space.
So if you're 5'6",
you're 5'6", you're still a little close. So they stuck like a 6-foot dude over there. It's like, dude, can he ride with you? I was like, yeah, sure,
if he
fine.
wants to lay back.
And then so we're trying to get him in the car, and they're having trouble getting him in the car, and then we go out there, and then that's the one I explode my radiator on, and so I felt bad because we're trying to get him in,
bouncing around
and then I'm up to go, and I got my helmet on and my gloves, and I'm wearing my harness, and he goes, oh, I've never put a harness on before, and so I'm trying to get him in the car and then put the harness on him, but I can't get to him, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like clusterfuck, and then I was like, then the radiator exploded, and I was like, I got to kick you out, and so that wasn't really a great ride for him, but
well, I'm sure
it is what it is.
He had a good time.
Yeah, he was not comfortable. His head was touching the roof. So anyway, I got to take all that stuff out. I got to maybe see how motivated I am to cut the floor out to try to drop that seat down. There's just no space over there.
Couldn't you just mount it to the floor and be done with it? Do you really need to lower it too?
The floor is uneven. Is part of the problem.
But I mean, you could build a base that's not on the factory sliders at least, and gain a few inches.
You could do what I did and get rid of the sliders and just build.
I'm definitely gonna get rid of the slider.
Yeah.
Because that'll gain you about an inch at least.
I don't know. Part of me just kind of wants to cut the floor out.
I get it. Do it.
To me, that looks easier than trying to build a thing to sit on top of the floor.
Yeah.
To make the.
But then what do you do with it?
You put sheet metal in there. Brace it. Put sheet metal.
Oh my god.
What?
You're a crazy person.
Just talk to your
It doesn't look that
talk
bad.
to your fabricator. It'll be fine.
Call him a fabricator.
No,
up,
I'm
see
not
what-
worried about it looking bad. I'm sure it'll look fine.
No.
I just think it's hilarious. That you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just
that's
gonna,
the right.
just gonna cut
that's
the
the right
floor
way to
out.
fix it, though.
It's hilarious. to
Bracing
me,
it
though.
up is not the right
you're
fix.
thinking-
Cutting the floor out's the right fix.
Yeah, you're thinking of your passengers.
I want people to ride along
so
and
you
have
could
fun.
be selfish and just get rid of it, but no.
I could.
You're not that
But I want
guy.
people to ride along and to be more
That's
comfortable
part
than
of
that
it.
guy was.
That's absolutely part of it.
Yeah.
Why do you
That's
think
why I couldn't. If I was doing hardcore time attack stuff, I couldn't not have a passenger seat.
I get it.
I wouldn't buy a single person radical or something like that. That takes all the fun out of it.
Plus, sometimes you want somebody to come with you and be like, "Hey, man, what am I doing wrong?"
Suck at this. What are
Yeah.
you doing? Where are you at there? Just stop it.
Then you could get a Sparco Evo 3 and fit all the fatties.
Yeah.
Like I did.
Size American, please.
Yep, fits everybody.
I got some fat boy seats in those the Clubmans or whatever. Are kind of wide.
Yeah, they're
Well,
not
when they're half the price of all the other ones,
Chaz bottom,
Yeah,
so
make it
they're
work.
not designed for a small man.
it happens.
Yep. So anyway, I got to get a radiator, and I need a power steering fluid cooler.
They're not expensive.
No, they're so cheap.
They're
It's like the
they
cheapest
give-
radiator
they
I've ever
give 'em
seen.
away.
Yeah, like
It's-
less than $50.
Yeah, for the whole kit.
And I have a 6-inch fan.
Oh,
I'll put that on there. Angriest little fan in the world.
That's awesome.
The problem is, though, in all seriousness, the pump runs it runs the hardest when the car's stationary.
Right.
So there's no air going over the.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
So I was thinking it would probably be helpful. I mean, obviously you're going to cool the fluid when you're moving, and then you come to a stop, and it'll start to heat up again. But I was thinking, I don't know, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Fan cooled.
If you have it, who cares,
yeah,
right?
Hook it up. But then I was thinking what I should do is take the whole front bumper and all that shit off, and then bend up a bash bar,
Yeah.
but do the cattle catcher 2-level style ones, and then put tabs on the bash bar to mount the radiators in and all that stuff.
Okay.
Shit's gone wild.
I like
man.
where your head's
It's not good.
Don't you have to mount it outside the bumper? Isn't that JDM?
That's Australian. Put it outside the bumper.
Oh, okay.
But I have a oil cooler, so I could relocate the oil cooler too. So I could do on
that
this
on
side
that
it's
side.
power steering fluid, on the other side it's oil cooler.
In the bash bar.
Nice.
That sounds like a really good winter project.
Weekend project. It'll be fun.
Yeah, get it done in a weekend. Just bash it out real quick.
It's fine. It's no big deal. A lot of people do a lot
Bending
of
tubing's not that big a deal.
Yeah, a lot of people do a lot of work in not a lot of time.
Yeah,
Everyone's like, yeah, I could get that whole transmission rebuilt and swapped, and
in 3 weeks. Yeah, it's not a problem.
yeah, it's fine.
It's totally fine.
Okay.
So anyway, I don't know.
It's not that.
I gotta look at some stuff and replace that radiator. But otherwise, yeah, car was great. It is definitely a drift machine. It is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Great stuff.
So-
Ruined my life.
I understand. The first comments on mine are like, oh, it's a drift car now.
Yeah. That was
They came out of
hilarious
the
to me.
woodwork, man.
Yeah.
As soon
I
as they
know
saw
they
that
did.
all
So
those
much.
dents and stuff, they're like, Welcome, Robbie. Welcome.
Come.
Do you feel
Come to Omaha.
Do you feel the cult atmosphere drawing you in? It's a
I have
cult.
Kool-Aid. Yeah.
It's Cult Collective. Just come in. Just come and enjoy.
Well, I honestly couldn't believe how welcomed I was at the Corvette Club. I mean, there was always that kind of tongue-in-cheek, like, I have a feeling about this car.
Yeah.
Don't beat me. I'm like,
Was there an oddly large number of cars on slicks there?
yeah.
Was that the same crowd?
There's a decent number on slicks.
Strange, isn't it?
Well, they're like, did you drive that here? Yeah. From where?
You don't want to know.
Coming.
What'd you say to me?
Des Moines. I came from Des Moines. You drove around 6 from Des Moines? Yeah.
Trying to burn them up here.
What do you got there? A7s? Oh, those will hold up a little bit. They're fine.
A7s are the least.
They said the A6s lasted like half as long.
Well, that's fine, but of the current batch they make, that's the stickiest and least lasting tire.
I couldn't believe how good they actually look for the 2 hours of driving plus driving. Racing.
I put a lot of mileage on my Avons, which were a real soft compound too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they seem to continue because I figured they were done.
Oh, yeah.
So like I drove it around because it looked way cooler.
I figured this was the last weekend for sure.
Yeah.
But no, if I can get the transmission and all that stuff done by the 21st, I'm driving into Eddyville and then do another event on them, and then I'm done.
Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
Eddyville's about an hour.
Yeah, we fine.
Works out perfectly.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you to my dad for fixing a lot of stuff, keeping me going, and then yeah, there he is right there. That's his side.
I like how he's the one taking the picture. His dad's under the car.
Well, I don't know.
That's what he just jumps in. He does not give Michael.
Well, that's
time
the thing.
to do
That was
it.
the problem. He was track dad the whole so
I'm
I'm out
sure.
on track. He's fixing other people's stuff.
Yeah.
Like he
That's
leave him
what he
unsupervised.
does,
He's
man.
fixing other people's stuff.
That's how I know Michael and John.
That's so
is
like there
because-
wasn't anything I could do about it. He was just gonna because he was fixing some
fixing
kids. He was
everybody's.
fixing some kids Miata. I'm
That's
not.
what
I'm
he
not
does,
kidding.
man.
This guy.
He came in. That's
so
how I
good.
met them. Was from him coming to fix the Omni.
That's amazing.
It's just the way he is, which is great.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
That's
Yeah.
the part of the whole thing.
I needed
though.
him.
Regardless,
he
of,
would have fixed your car for sure.
he probably would have had that nut in the trailer.
Yeah, I could like everyone's like pulling out these toolboxes or like
I'm sure.
tackle boxes full of nuts and
I'm
stuff.
sure.
Like I don't know, man. It's because of the car you have. If you were a Corvette, I'd have all of them. I still, yeah, it's just
Time for you to buy a Corvette, then, Robbie. Just
no,
swallow
no.
the pill.
One great thing about this is that out of Jess's mouth yesterday, actually, she goes, "I think it's time we look at trailers." Woo! I won.
Thank God.
Well, I was gonna go look at one on last Sunday, but then I spent all my money on parts instead. But now she's like, "Well, I just got my year-end bonus because their year's funny."
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
so we could use some of
Accounting
that."
things.
I'm like, "Oh, if I didn't already buy you a ring, I'd buy you a ring for that comment."
Buy you another ring.
Yep.
You know what? You might get one anyway.
Now you're getting a trailer instead.
That's fair.
So Caleb Quambeck showed up.
Who is he? Because I don't.
Drifter.
People kept.
Drifter, famous kind of guy.
Is he like a
does
Pro
drifty stuff.
2 or something, or
I don't even think he's.
is he just like a YouTube guy?
I think he's just a YouTube guy. He's just
Where's
a
he
drifter.
from?
He's got a YouTube channel.
I don't even
he was
know
a
that.
professional BMX driver.
Yeah, he was a BMX rider for a while. Is he still a
that's
rider?
I think it's
he retired?
His YouTube still says it is.
He probably is still a.
He's got a cool S14.
He's got a hell of an S14 with.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite the build.
I
But
don't really got the updated one, but we'll go with it.
it was pretty cool. It was cool to see him show up and hang out and. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's cool, and people show up to that. Considering we're in Pacific Junction, Iowa, with all
Right.
of 400 people
Yeah, no
that
kidding.
live there. So appreciate him coming out for sure. And yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome.
How many people were there?
Excellent
you think?
Not as many as like that one time when we showed up, and there were a billion drivers there.
No?
There was probably. I wonder if more, some more definitely did show up on Sunday, but obviously would have lost a few on Saturday. I don't know, maybe 60.
That's a good turnout, though.
That's still.
Still pretty good turnout.
Yeah. I saw that they were doing like an extended section there.
Yeah, so they were trying some different things. So previously,
Can't remember what the corner
Odriff
numbers
has
are.
relied on the track officials to run the track, like to actually run the physical on the track and then pull people out of the dirt.
Right.
So they've switched it up, and now Odrift has brought in more of their people and scrapeyard people to do that. And so I think they have some flexibility and I assume permission to change some things. I don't know. They were just doing things a little bit differently. So Robbie's got a picture of the track up. So 1, 2, 3 was fair game. When I blew up my
That's the way
radiator,
it always is, though.
Yep.
they had changed it to 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only got one run of that before the radiator went. And then they were doing 9, 10, 11 in the morning. Is it 8?
9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 11. And then they changed. So then they were going to switch to just you start at 11 and go 12, 13, 14. They were going to do that, and then they decided.
Which is what they always do, right?
Yeah, that's
normal.
how they always do it.
That's the fast entry section.
Yep. They decided to change it so that they would do 9 through 14
Just one.
as one run, which would be awesome. I'm sorry. That would have been Sunday. They did that because they did Saturday night. They did the fast section as they normally would. It was the next day they decided to try that.
That's such a crazy.
So I think they're going to do that, which would be so sick.
That's like a full-fledged like Formula D level.
That's a
That's a lot of corners. Yeah.
Run. That's quite a run.
So, but
awesome.
Yep. I'm excited to do that again. I don't know if I'm going to make the next one just because we got a lot of stuff coming up, but
Are we busy or
more
something?
events. Yeah, I guess we're kind of busy.
Nah, we'll be there.
And I'm not working on the RX-7 this weekend, though. I may buy a radiator at Good Guys. We'll see. What's this for? It's for an RX-7.
A what now?
Yes, exactly.
That'll be fun.
Is that like a vintage,
It's a vintage
Ford I'm not aware of or something?
Exactly. No, it's the Cougar. Or no, it's an XR7.
That's an
isn't it?
XR7.
Yeah, damn it. Almost got him.
You might be able to,
Get away with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
So
awesome time. Good hanging out with everybody. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'll fix my car. We'll be back.
I will fix my car as well. Adam.
guess who's fixing their car?
Oh my God!
What?
Parts have been ordered. Finally.
Woo!
So
That's Marshalltown there, boys.
I want to do a big thanks to my father who gave me a Speedway Motors gift certificate for my birthday.
Ooh.
And I'm also an idiot.
Go on.
I will flat out claim this. The amount of money that he gave me was enough to buy the parts, and I thought it wasn't. And so I've been sitting on that since like a week or two before Grid Life.
Dang it.
Because I thought I still needed another like $50 to $100 that I just don't have right now.
Yep.
And it turns out I had more than enough
Then you
in
bought
the
some
gift
extra
certificate. So I bought
Some shirts,
I bought
maybe?
the parts, and they're on the way. And they'll be here probably by the time this airs.
That's awesome.
And I don't have anything going on next weekend, and I have every intention of the car being alive once again, assuming that nothing else has gone wrong in the interim.
Oh, if we could have 3 cars at our own event,
Ooh, boy.
that'd be sweet.
How crazy would that be? So
That's awesome.
I know I'm
excited to see it
super pumped about it. So of course, once again, the tags are over a year expired now, so that's
Dang it.
gonna have to.
Yeah,
be
but what's the
taken care of as
penalty
well.
on an '84 Dodge Omni? No,
Yeah,
it's probably
I
pretty
think
minimal.
Well, so it is a custom plate, which is an extra. I think it'll be like probably $50 plus whatever the annual registration is, which is also very minimum.
Yeah, so it can't be that much.
So
That's good.
Old cars in Iowa are very cheap.
Even the 240 is super cheap.
old cars and trucks, or did they fix that? Is it still like a flat 65 to register a truck?
I don't believe. Well, you have a truck.
No, it is not. Mine was 300.
It used to
Yeah,
be
that sounds about right.
many moons ago. It used to be like regardless of the age, it was just a flat $65 fee.
Okay, I think like just air my laundry in front of everybody. I
Absolutely.
think the 240 was like 150, maybe.
Really?
I'm surprised it's that much.
I would be shocked to say so. I don't think anything I have is anywhere close to that much.
Okay, I think that's say that one's maybe it's less than that actually. I want to say 150. Well, also it's a home insurance thing, so my
Your car insurance.
Registration.
Is different.
registration.
Not insurance.
No, so I don't know. I want to say that one's like 100, 150. The truck was in the 200s and the Edge was like 400.
It's a flex.
Like new.
It's not a flex. It's an Edge.
It should be a flex though, because it's square.
Yeah, I know. It's Ford and their namings.
That doesn't make any sense. Flex and edge need to be reversed.
I agree.
Just do it.
We talked about this on the way to Grid Life.
Just
the Edge has edges.
We even
right.
gave them
Flex is roundy.
We gave them an out. They issue a recall, have everybody come in, and they'll swap the badges, and then they'll go, "We know we messed up, but have you seen the 2019 Camaro?"
We didn't mess up that bad.
I mean,
It's all good, man, and then just whatever.
yeah.
Or just flip them, see if anybody notices. That's what I would do.
Just like as they come into dealerships, don't even tell people.
No. Just like the
Oh,
guy
like from now moving forward.
Right. So the guy at the factory that's supposed to put the badge, put the badge in the machine to have it go on the thing. He just flips those 2 cartons, and then moving forward, that's
Absolutely.
And then we'll just see if anybody notices.
No, I don't think they would. It would make more sense. Oh, excuse me.
What are you doing there, Robbie?
I was just pulling up a picture of
Yeah, that's an edge.
Yeah, because there's edges.
Right. Not a flex.
That's not a flex.
No.
It's
Yeah,
square.
It's a flex, but it's not a flex.
Right.
It's an edge.
they're backwards.
It is.
Yep.
Get together,
So.
Ford.
Is that your update?
I just wanted to
More
tell you. I haven't
updates
told
pending?
you guys that
I'm
the
excited.
the parts
Yeah.
are on the way. So here we go. Here we go.
And I'm supposed to be racing the Fiat on Saturday, and all I've done is drive it through the yard. So
The Omni
Should be fine.
The Omni
Just
100.
autocross.
it's the world's most reliable Fiat.
Yeah, it's just autocross.
It's just autocross.
The Omni 100% needs an alignment before the race. So
Oh, I'll give you the tool
can hook
because
that
I
up.
got
actually,
the tool.
I think I'm just going to take it in and have it aligned
Well,
Okay.
because
fine.
it's just the front end.
Oh, you should be fine.
Because the back end is what it is,
Really?
and it would probably cost me like the amount of time I don't
$100,
have,
I would guess.
and
Yeah,
like
at
driving
most.
to Robbie's house, like it'd probably just easier to just have it done. So
Or we could hang out. It's fine. Whatever.
you don't want me there anyway, Robbie. Don't.
I got transmissions to work on.
I don't need to slow you down. So
All right, shall we move on to some news?
I guess.
Those updates didn't take nearly as long as I thought they were
We
going.
can talk about other
I
stuff.
thought we were
if
going to be
you
here for a year. Nah, we can move on.
want. Okay.
VW shatters Pikes Peak record.
so excited about this. So
Shattered,
first of
like,
all,
by a bunch.
yeah, 16 seconds they shaved off of it. I didn't realize this, but there's a lot of people out there who are really salty about the fact that Pikes Peak is fully paved. There's a
Times change, man.
huge number of people who are like, who fucking cares about it anymore? It hasn't even been a thing since they paved it.
What?
First of all, I don't really understand that.
Times change, man.
Yeah, like, and
you need pavement.
it's faster. It's fine. Like that.
It's-
I think that's cooler. I understand that. Like, I understand that it was really cool because it was paved and gravel, and so that added a level of difficulty
Yeah.
that was a little bit different, and it was pretty unique. In that it wasn't 100% unique because that is a thing in other hill climbs. I think Mount Washington is that way, but it was something unique about to an extent, certainly not the norm. And so that was cool, but I don't think that it's any lesser of an event because it's fully paved.
Not at all. I think it's still.
And then the other thing is that I'm not even a tiny little bit surprised by is there's a lot of people who are super not okay with the fact that it's an EV.
I get that.
But I'll say
they did it.
I think that car sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I believe that.
That thing screaming up the hill, with the exception of the mandated siren. So
What? Oh.
EV cars
It's not loud
on
enough.
Pikes Peak, because they're so quiet, they have to have sirens. They like literally have an ambulance siren mounted in all the EV cars, and there's all the way up the hill,
That sucks.
which is really
They
obnoxious.
should come up with a different noise.
anything else.
But the car screams.
They could have
It's a really cool sound, in my opinion.
They could have synthetic V8 noises.
Yeah.
Just something. Just make it
no,
loud.
no, don't do that.
Just-
Honestly, I don't think the car's that quiet.
I'm sure it's not.
Like moving around in paddock, it's silent. But when that thing's
not
at
at
full
full-
chat, it screams.
Yeah.
I think it sounds basically like a giant supercharger
yeah.
the whole time.
It's got that jet engine whine.
Yeah, it whines. So I really don't understand why there's so many people who are really pissed off about the whole thing. So I think it's amazing. That car was built in 9 months. From a piece of
Dang.
paper to that car, taking the record first time out in 9 months flat.
And he thinks he can do it faster since the pavement was wet in some spots.
Well, and I'm sure there's a lot of development left in that car
Oh, yeah.
alone. First time out is never your fastest in a car that level.
No.
So
And it's a good looking car.
I think it looks sweet.
It looks great.
So the Volkswagen IDR, piloted by Roman Dumas. Dumas?
Like
Not even close to right. I guarantee it.
No, it is Dumas.
Dumas.
Like Le Mans.
Roman Dumas. That's
Yes.
probably his name.
Yes.
I
I think that's fairly close. He's a Pikes Peak veteran.
7 minutes, 57 seconds.
Previous 813.
Previous 8 minutes, 13 in a twin turbocharged Peugeot. And that was a 208. That was by Sebastian Lee. And the previous electric vehicle record was 8 minutes 57 seconds, so it was a full minute faster than that.
Reese Millen.
That's fast.
So fast. It's an incredible feat, in my opinion.
Is there a POV video of him going?
Not
That's
yet.
not the right word, but what's the
In
word?
car? How about in
In-car, Jesus. We know what Robbie spends his time watching on the internet.
Who has time for that? Pulling transmissions. I'm doing all my training work in the garage.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Anybody got a POV video for replacing gears in a T56?
There's plenty of them.
Robbie's just over there, with his POV and his tranny incoming. It's no big deal.
I live a life, man.
You do live a lifestyle, Robbie. There's no doubt about
It's
that.
hard to explain it.
It is a lifestyle.
But no, there's no in-car of it yet, which I'm sure it's coming. Yeah, I said
Phrasing.
it.
Jay.
But it's not. It hasn't been released, and I really want to see it.
Me too. I'd watch that.
There is like full start to finish in-car of Sebastian Loeb's run
Yep.
a few years ago. So
I was just thinking of you saying it's
Sebastian Le.
So, I don't know how much faster they can really go.
without just like cruising up there with their airplanes.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like 150 some turns. I think it's
Just nuts.
like I want to say it's like 14,000 feet in elevation change or something. I know there's a 14,000 foot involved. That might be the
I think
top
you're-
elevation.
Yeah, I think you're right. Top elevation's 14,000, somewhere in there.
So it's a crazy amount of elevation change. 156 turns or something like that. I mean, it's a race.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes is fast.
Oh yeah.
And he did it in sub 8. So obviously there's more on the table, but I don't know. I mean, I would be shocked if anybody ever clears the 7-minute mark. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
You know, I say that, but like, look at grid life laps falling. I mean, in the last 3 years that we've been going there, almost 10 seconds has been shaved off of the grid of the Gingerman lap time. So, who knows? So, I would love to see Will's car run up that.
Well,
That'd
I'm
be
sure the
interesting.
elevation changes have less effect on your electric cars too. So like they're
Well, so you say that, but number one, the most important thing on an electric car is cooling.
Right.
And the higher you get, the more poorly the car is cooled.
true.
And so while they do maintain the same amount of power from start to finish,
Yeah, that's what I was
they
thinking.
do have a lot of trouble with overheating. And secondly, now this would happen on all the cars, but because it's so much thinner, they make a lot less downforce by the time they reach the top, which is where they need it most because that's the most technical portion of the track.
Gotcha.
So
Yes, keep it cool.
keeping it cool is a real
That'd be
deal. The videos and pictures of it in the pit, they have these like foot diameter cooling ducts coming off a trailer, and they just attach to the battery bank and stuff like that. I mean, it's quite a deal.
Wow.
So, car only weighs like 2,200 pounds or something like that. It's very light, all things
So
considered.
it's bigger than I thought it was then. I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big it is. I mean, it's a not.
It looks like a. Actually, it looks like the Aston Martin Valkyrie.
It's got some of that too.
Kind of
yeah.
like that.
It's very
same
prototypey.
style and size.
So I followed it through a live app. I wish I could have. I think I'm going to really push to be there next year. I think that's my goal
That'd be incredible.
on a personal level. I want to be there next year. So
I like that goal.
it's like 40 degrees at the top of the mountain this year. It's really cold, and that's like warm for that place.
And you're not even gonna have a coat or
He's
nothing.
not going to take a coat to be out there in short sleeves.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
No, I'll
Man, it's cold out here.
probably just stay. At
You
the,
didn't bring a
I'll
coat.
probably just stay at the bottom. To be completely honest with you.
Just watch the cars to start. That's good enough.
It's kind of the
I'm
bum
he-
deal
I'm
about
here.
it's kind of the bum deal about that race and spectating is that number one, they have very limited, mostly to safety, which I get.
Absolutely.
But number two, like when you're in your spot, you're kind of there
You're stuck there all
for
day.
the day because you can't hop in your car and drive up the other road like you can in some other events. I mean, you're
Yep,
just
very
kind
true.
of there.
We
So
could be camping again.
yeah, boy, camping on a mountain,
yeah, so
getting
that's
attacked by bears and shit. You
that's
need a
my
bear
goal.
proof tent.
I want to be there next year.
I like this.
So.
10 tenths goes to Pikes Peak.
Jabay
Even if
has
it's just Adam.
Jabay has teased me with, I think I might go next year, like last year.
Yeah.
I think I might go this year. And he's like, I'm like, well, you drive right through Des Moines on your way there, so hook a brother up, let's go.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't. It's like he's busy or some shit. I don't know.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Doing busy stuff.
What though?
Nothing important, I will tell you that much.
So that's all I got.
The new McLaren Senna makes its North American debut with a video game.
So I think this is interesting because how closely McLaren and a lot of other car manufacturers are working with video games now. Like, it's a serious part of their marketing campaigns for these cars.
Well, it's an easy way to put it in front of a metric shit ton of humans.
People who won't ever touch the car, but
Not necessarily. But, I mean, let's say you get an 8-year-old. His favorite game is Forza. And he plays that for hours a day, all through his young age. And he's driven by it. And his goal in life is to get a McLaren.
well, this is the new poster on your wall.
Right.
You know,
It's on everyone's
we
wall.
had the Countach on our wall. This is
The
that
F50
version.
on your the F50.
Yeah, I mean, some people had
People
poor
with poor
decisions. It's
taste,
fine.
yeah.
So this is the new poster on the wall.
Without a doubt. But it is cool that they worked with Forza to get the car in the game and have the physics be right. Because, yeah, there's like
The CEO says, you know, he's like very proud and supportive of their that company's relationship with Microsoft and with Turn 10. I mean, as far as he's concerned, that's an important part of their brand, which is cool.
yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. I mean, it's not like McLaren's having a hard time putting it in front of everybody, but
Right.
It was a big deal, though, when Ford was on. It was one of the new Gran Turismo game. I think that was
The
Ford.
GT's on the last Forza Motorsport,
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Nope.
So that was a big
So-
deal. They made a big deal out of that.
and the P1 was on, I think, the Horizon before this. Maybe I know it was on the cover art of one of the past Forza games. So it's kind of their thing. So they've unveiled the GT2 RS was unveiled at a Forza event.
oh, really?
So it's a thing. It's a weird world we live in.
Yeah, the other weird thing, too, is that now auto manufacturers are participating in technology seminars and stuff like that.
CES.
CES, that's a big one. There's a lot of cars there now. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess I'm not as thrilled to have them at CES because it changes the focus of what a vehicle is to being a piece of more of a consumer good, a piece of technology, a disposable item.
Yep.
And really kind of it makes it it's there's not very much depth to that. It's kind of like who has the coolest touchscreen. Oh, okay, I'm going to buy that car. You know what I mean?
I think that's why now it's more important than ever to try and save what we have that existed or that's been manufactured already, because those cars are going to be more and more and more special as the things we continue to build become more and more and more a utensil, like a toy.
Yeah.
Or
It's
not a toy. That's
It's a
not the
very
right word
expensive
for it.
disposable item.
Yeah. They're just going to, yeah, exactly.
That's what you should do, Robbie. Is you should get yourself an FRS. Yeah. Even if you can't build it.
Just put it in a bag.
hang on to it.
Tuck it away.
Just put it in an air bubble and just leave
Just
it
tuck it
there.
away. I mean, I know you can get a wrecked one because you're going to tear it
destroy
apart
it,
anyway.
yeah,
But
destroy
just
it.
there's your chassis. It's good to go when you're ready for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is an interesting question. You know, what are people going to do? And I think that I think somebody's going to start building like exoskeleton chassis that you can buy for like $10,000, and then you can do whatever you want to them.
Maybe kit cars are
Maybe kit cars will
get a resurgence.
Yeah.
Well, I was a little sad that it hasn't happened as much as I was hoping it would, but that bill they signed a few years ago that was supposed to help spur that sort of thing. I mean, it's a thing.
So it hasn't changed. So, I mean, it's still there. You can take advantage of it. can't you?
Right, but
Yeah, you could.
I was hoping to see like, okay, bill signed tomorrow. There's just this explosion of cars I can buy in pieces.
Right.
Or like low number boutique brands selling cars that are from the affordable to the mega rich, but that really hasn't happened.
Yet.
Yeah,
So.
I'm surprised. What was that car that we saw at PRI?
The Sinar 1.
Yeah, the Sinar.
So currently, that is only available to us in America as a track day toy.
And don't call it a kit car because their sales guy will want to punch you.
Yeah, he gets real mad about it.
Super offended. Don't ask me how I know.
Do you bring these in like kit cars? No.
Get the fuck.
Well, you are
away.
making them, and where the hell were they making them?
Bulgaria or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that? I want to say that's where it was. But yeah, right now you can only bring those in as a track day toy. They are street legal in like Europe and other places where, you know, they've decided to do that. But currently in America, you can't get those as a street legal car. At least that's what he told us.
Which again, I asked him, why don't you just make it a kit car so you can make it street legal?
Well, I think.
Fuck.
Well,
Like
my question would be is if
Ultima
you
GTR.
bought a Sin and then you took it to the DMV and you registered it as a kit car,
I bet you could.
Nobody would be any the wiser.
No, yeah.
especially if you catch them on the right day and they're like, "Wow, this is cool."
You mean like any
Or you-
day in Iowa or Florida?
I was
yeah,
going to
I was gonna
say,
say Iowa. I would take an Iowa.
Take
It'd
it
be
to
really
the
easy.
DMV in Ames and see if they even have any clue what. Or I guess it's in Nevada.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is the kit car I built in my garage.
Sure.
Does it have turn signals? Okay.
An odometer and a horn. Well, here you go. I don't know what else to do with this.
Maybe-
I've never
maybe
done
you'd
this before in my life.
Maybe you'd have to add turn signals. It does. That one has. Well, that was street legal somewhere. I assume it's got marker lights
this
on
has
it.
got markers, so I'm not sure.
I'll bet you could still order it as street legal spec. They'll just tell you it can't be street legal.
Yeah.
But
then
it-
you take
But
that
we
risk.
live in Iowa.
You'll be fine. Register it in Florida.
I'll register it as
Wyoming, you'll be fine.
the Adam Nielsen R1. It'll be fine.
Why not?
It'll pass inspection.
Absolutely.
It's
For a
expensive
few
gamble.
years at least.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than driving R34s around. That's apparently a thing. So
Well, yeah, they're not gonna. If that you get that registered, that's not illegal.
They're not
You
going to
know,
crush it. Yeah.
No.
You're not. You don't have a car that's specifically like, hey, you can't have this. This is illegal. It's on the
There's
list.
3 in the country. And
Yeah. Man, that's a hell of a game. I wouldn't do that.
dude, there were multiples that were licensed in the United States at Grid Life this year.
That's totally not something I would do. It's not worth it to me to lose like 25 grand or whatever.
So-
It's like 50 grand.
So E-Man was telling me the show and display rule, those cars can only be here for a year.
then they got to take them back
And then
to
they
Canada
gotta
or
go.
something.
And they can only be certain like limited production number versions of those cars. You can't just bring an R34 in. It has to be like an R34 like
V-Spec.
V-Spec 2.
yep.
With like the midnight
Certain-
purple paint
yeah, the
job.
certain color.
You know, because there was only 50 of those made, so you're good. Bring it in.
It's way too much work. It's not
That's
worth
probably why we never see that Sylvia S15 anymore. It's probably sitting in that guy's garage here in Des Moines. He's just like, I can't have this here for another 6 years or 8 years or whatever it is, so I'm
probably
just
sitting in
gonna
storage.
sit on it, pretend it doesn't exist until I can legally license it.
Yeah.
Because it's been here for more than a year. It was supposed to go away.
I remember seeing it when it first kind of showed up.
Yeah,
and I haven't
it
seen
was at
since.
Cars and Coffees and stuff on a regular, and I'll bet you that car's not legal, and that's why it's in hiding until he can have it here
Yeah.
again.
Silly.
So, it's a
Absolutely
gamble.
silly. Shall we move on?
Sure.
Porsche buys a 10% stake in Rimac.
I thought this was interesting because they make
I think it's a smart move.
they seem to be on the leading edge of the
Rimacs are sick.
yeah.
I would have a Rimac.
They're a little flammable, but it's fine.
Well, yeah, if you toss one off a mountain,
Yeah.
it's not ideal.
Yeah, we had to make the joke, right? I mean, you have to. So, but I don't know. I think that it's a good idea.
Yeah, and I think Porsche's made it pretty clear they're going to chase after that electric car technology, and Rimac
the
seems to
Mission
have their head on straight when it comes to it.
I'm just surprised at how well put together the Rimac is.
As a
mean-
complete car.
Well, just as like a thing.
The
Like, hey, we're Rimac. We make this electric car. It makes 1 billion horsepower.
so you,
It's
you
nicely
can,
finished.
there's
Oh,
a-
okay.
there's a-
Where did you come from, though?
It's a nice car.
yeah.
There's a touchscreen in there that like you can change how much power is sent to each individual axle, like on the fly. There's a slider on the screen. You just I want rear wheel bias right now.
Wait, it's on the screen and not like on the steering wheel? Like in Formula One?
I don't think it's on the steering wheel.
Well, then fuck 'em
I
up.
mean, how much money would you like to spend, sir?
all of
They'll figure it out. That's
bet
just a
that's-
small programming problem.
Yeah,
Somebody can figure
that's
that out
like-
for
I
you.
want the
That's
sliders
like
on my right here.
That's
I don't
like
wanna do
a
this.
pretty easy programming issue and like a switch, like a little
It's done,
slider.
Robbie.
switch.
Call them up.
Yeah.
Call them up. Tell
Like
me
that's probably only like $100,000 option, really. I mean, that's not even that big a deal.
it's worth it at that level, though, I think.
That's what I'm saying. You don't
So-
you don't need to go to the touch screen. You want it right here in front of you. In the POV area.
Single track mind, folks. That's all he does.
shit.
There's a reason he lives where he lives.
Ew.
Anyway, you think that Porsche was like, let's buy a portion of this tiny little company because we're this giant company and everything gets drugged down by bureaucracy. So we can kind of push all of our skunk work stuff that would take way too long to get through the red tape over to them and they just do it.
They could, yeah. Like, hey, we have this idea. Will this work? And send it to their
Figure out how to make this
some-
work and then we'll buy it back from you.
Just pour some funding into Rimac.
Yeah. Here's your 10%. Make this work for me.
Did that work? No. Okay, we'll go find something
Here's
else.
some more money.
Here's some
Yeah.
more money. We'll go do something different.
Yeah.
Because, as a mega corporation like Porsche is now, that you don't have that like agility.
Yeah, you can't just on the fly throw money at something.
Right. And Rimac's like a 5-man team, so sure, whatever.
Yeah, we got that.
I mean, they're bigger than that, I'm sure, but
Obviously.
still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to buy all of them. But maybe
Yeah,
they
10%
did.
seems like a little bit. I thought it'd be a lot higher, like 40%.
Yeah.
We didn't see the contract. Maybe it goes up 10% every year.
Okay, mine.
They could have tried to buy all of them, and they're like, nah, not doing that.
No, you can just have a little bit of the technology.
I think it's a good move for Porsche before somebody else grabs it. I mean, this would be wasted on,
Yeah,
GM or something like that. So,
yeah. If they want to chase after the electric car stuff, that's probably the right move.
it's a sweet car.
That it is.
In more electric car news, Tesla test driver, and yeah, he's got a name also. It could be Emily Boret. It could be Emile Boret. It could be a lot of different things.
I think it's Emile Boret.
Is
for
it?
Sure.
Yeah, I got one.
like
It was
that.
pretty close.
Well, I like
Oh,
it best, so that's what it's going to be.
Emile Boret. That kind of sounds
That'll
like what
work.
his name is.
That'll work.
He says the new Roadster performance claims are conservative.
So they claim
One
a
point-
0 to 60 of 1.9 seconds, a top speed of 250 miles an hour, and a 0 to 100 of 4.1,
a quarter mile at 8.8.
quarter mile and 8.8. And he claims those are conservative figures.
It doesn't even have a cage.
On
Can't be dragging that fast.
well, yeah, that's fair.
That's what they should do. They should do like a whole marketing campaign about how the NHRA says it's illegal and like
There's no cage.
there's no cage. It's illegal. The
He's running
NHRA
eights.
said get out.
Smart.
Yeah,
See,
Dodge would be like, what the hell?
This is a great ad.
So I don't believe this because this is a street tired car, and I just feel like that's not a thing on street tires.
Are these the same Michelins that the Koenigsegg gear is on?
Probably, a Pilot
Similar.
Super Sport of some sort.
It's got to be, right?
I can't imagine that it's anything crazier than that. It's not some, bias ply slick like a wrinkle wall top fuel dragster slick. It's certainly not that.
Right.
I don't believe that this car. I don't think that
I-
tire technology is capable of doing that with a street tire.
Yeah, I'm super
That's my
skeptical
opinion of it.
on that. The physics behind it really
To be a
confuses me.
full second faster than like the next thing, and then to say that it's faster than that,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. Show me some data logs, then I might believe you. But
Show me some independent testing.
yeah,
Because, we talked about the Demon. A lot of those guys are struggling to get, low 10-second pass or out of the 10s, let alone a 960 out of it.
Yeah.
But Dodge claimed to have done it, so I don't.
I want to see some figures.
Yeah, I want to see more than these pictures of the one car that one time.
Well, I mean, it's a running car. They
right.
they were giving rides in it, but the thing is that at that point, whether it is really 1.9 or 2.5,
Who even knows?
you don't feel that.
Right.
It could be a 2.9. The difference between a 1.9 and a 2.9 is indecipherable at that point.
Yeah.
Well, plus air. Like how fast can you really go?
That's what I think. I just
There's some you're hitting the real pointy end.
there
of the
are
stick.
drag cars full on even probably pro mod cars probably do 1.9 60 mile an hour times and stuff like that. But those are purpose built cars with much more tire than that thing's got. And I understand that there's a torque advantage to it, and I don't know if that's even an all-wheel drive car or not. I'm not sure, but I just don't believe that the tire technology is there.
No.
Can the car do it? Sure. I'll say Absolutely. Can the tire support it? No. I don't buy it.
I also have a hard time believing it goes 650 miles on a single charge.
Yeah, because that's kind of...
That's a lot.
That's
That's a huge jump from.
It's another 300 miles, isn't it?
something
Over what the
crazy.
S does? I
It's
mean, I know it
something
weighs
crazy.
less in theory, but,
Yeah, the S is like a 5,000-pound car as a dual motor.
but I wonder how much that weighs.
To have the
battery.
speed they're claiming, the
that,
batteries.
that has more batteries in it than the S does.
yeah.
Kilowatt
Have
hours
to.
or whatever.
It'd have to do that kind of mileage.
Yeah, so does it weigh less than the S?
Maybe a little.
By how much? You know?
I don't think enough to make that market of a difference.
Yeah, I'm curious what it weighs.
It's a much smaller car.
But it's still a big, air quote, roadster.
Yeah.
And it's full of batteries.
It's full of batteries, so I'm curious what it weighs.
Yeah, I'm
Is
not
it a
buying it.
Is it a 4,000 pound roadster?
Might be. 4,500 pounds.
Even if it's a 3,000-pound
What's the
roadster.
old one weigh? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
The Lotus-based one? I don't know. Didn't that thing have like just the worst mileage?
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
So
Just
it
terrible.
weighed, not bad, 27.23.
Even still, that's kind of heavy.
But
for a
what was
roadster.
its mileage? Can you find that quickly?
Yes, I can.
Your range, not mileage.
Range. Yeah. Okay.
So
fair.
let's see, 2008. Is that what? So that was produced from 2008 to 2012. They're saying that it was. We got kilowatt hours. No, that's kilowatts. Electric range. They're saying 244 miles.
I mean, that's not
terrible.
it's not unreasonable.
Yeah. So
Wasn't the complaint that it never hit it?
50.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I heard that. That's why Top Gear got sued.
Yeah.
53 kilowatt hours.
Probably should watch ourselves. Wouldn't be the worst thing
Be
ever.
the
if we
best
got-
publicity ever.
I mean, we'd have to like change our name and all that stuff, but we'll figure it out.
We'll come back.
So 53 kilowatt hours on the old one, and they're saying the new one is 200 kilowatt hours, so it's 4 times the size.
So it's 4 times faster, obviously. Duh.
Math checks out.
Math works.
My bad.
Yeah.
I retract all previous statements.
How fast was it? Was 0-60 time on that one?
Had to have been in the 8s
On the
then,
old one?
right?
Yeah.
The old one would have been, I don't know if I'll be able to find that very quickly.
Divide it by 4. That's how fast this new one is.
Okay, so they're saying on the old one, 3.9 is what they're saying on the old one.
Divide it by 4. 1 second.
He's right then.
Yeah,
He's right on.
turns
he says
out.
faster.
Yep,
Okay.
faster.
Take it all back. He's
Yep.
correct.
My bad.
The math checks out. It's faster than 1.9.
The engineer said it checks out. Who am I to argue?
Yep. Nope.
I don't have a degree. I didn't go to school for 8 years.
I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't know.
It's all the same, isn't engineering's engineering?
No.
Atoms, stuff.
No,
stuff like
electrical engineering is witchcraft and fake numbers and nope. No.
Fake numbers.
They are fake numbers. They use imaginary numbers
I
in
mean,
their math. They use there's the I number. It's imaginary, and you have to use that to find other things. Electrical engineering is witchcraft.
I know it is. I'm with you on it. I've like the first 2 years of an engineering degree.
Yeah,
is
I
my
took
degree.
I took 2 classes and was like, "What the fuck do you mean imaginary number?"
Am I a
I'm out.
mathematician
This
in
is
here? or
stupid.
what?
I don't want to do this.
No.
Yeah.
So I use imaginary numbers to find real physics. Is that what you're telling me?
Your math does not check
Does
out.
not check out. Not buying it.
Yeah.
Cool how you guys just get to lie to everybody and make up a bunch of stuff and say it's a real job.
Yeah. What the heck?
I think that's it for this car.
Yeah.
Now I'm going the article on Wikipedia for the 2008 Roadster is huge.
Of course it
got
is.
a
All
huge
kinds
fan
of
base.
stuff on
That's
here.
because there's all kinds of Tesla nerds. They have their own podcast.
Podcast.
Who does it?
I don't know. I should listen to one once. You want to see? Should we see if they want to
No.
That might be interesting.
There's a 2-hour
It
argument.
might be interesting. No, it may not.
Just us not taking it
I'm
seriously.
not.
Just
I'm
screwing
not.
with them?
No. I'm not opposed to electric cars. I don't have a problem with.
No,
electric
I'm
cars.
not either.
No.
This show is a little electric heavy even. It's hard not to be anymore.
Not in this. Not in the news these
It's
days.
hard not to be. If you don't want to talk about the Cheeto, then what choice do you have?
No choice.
Yeah. So
Does the new Tesla Roadster really have 7,000 foot-pounds of torque?
And how would you?
That's
put that
from
to,
that's from Road and Track.
How would you put that to the ground?
How would
That's
you
what
put
they
it?
claim,
How would you
dude.
put it to like a
And
axle shaft?
That's what
It
I'm
would
saying.
Immediately
Yeah,
explode.
that tire is not gonna. It's just gonna erupt into smoke.
Yeah,
Wheels aren't designed for that. Wheels will explode.
That would have to
Yeah,
be
that-
a solid piece of extruded aluminum.
because even the Demon, you couldn't do. Was that no? Was the Model S? You couldn't do that many launches without voiding the warranty.
Yeah, they had some stupid,
I mean,
but it was some huge number.
was it?
It was like 2,000. We did that as a news article many moons ago. But it was some huge number. That was the funniest part about it.
Oh.
Was people were losing their mind over the fact, but it was like a huge number.
But if you're going to do those launches, you're going to do it all the time.
Are you, though?
No, of course not.
I don't think I would. But I would do... The thing is, you'll just do them for your friends.
It's a novelty.
Yeah.
You do them for your friends, and then that's it.
You'll do it like the first week you own it. You'll do it a couple times, and then you do it for your friends and
Or you
family the
autocross
first
it,
time.
and what could go wrong?
Or you autocross it. Hey, there's a guy that's autocross one here locally.
That's right.
There was a Model 3 at Grid Life, and it actually did halfway decently. And
The driver was fast.
the Tesla swapped Evora did really well in track mod.
Yes, it did.
That sounds like a lot of work.
I don't remember.
Not a lot of noise.
I want to say it is a Volt pack and a Tesla motor, but it could be the other way around. I'm pretty sure it's a Tesla motor and a Volt battery pack, though. If you watch Speed Academy, you're well aware of the car. They do quite a few shows on the progress of the build. It's really, really interesting to watch. The guy that built it is a genius. So it's got regenerative braking, and there's a paddle on the back of the steering wheel, like what would be a shift paddle, and you pull that, and it does regenerative braking. And a couple of times that they've taken it to track days, that regen charges the car faster than most of those Tesla wall packs, and so they'll tow the car up and down the road
With
outside the track.
You mean they'll take the truck and pull the car
Yes, they'll
around
hook
with
it
the
up to a
regen?
truck. They'll hook it up to a truck and a tow rope, and the guy will just get towed around by the truck with his hand on the regen pedal.
Robbie, did they teach you about that type of energy transfer in engineering school?
Yeah, that's just
What you do is you get a diesel truck, okay? Diesel truck. Then there's this regenerative braking system. We're gonna talk about this today.
In racing school, that's all good. That's how we do it.
You're turning diesel.
That was one of the
into-
things when I was reading about the Pikes Peak car. Somebody was complaining about, like, it's cool that they're using EV and they're trying to be green and all that, but they've got this giant bank of diesel generators charging this race car.
They need it.
So,
Tesla claims it weighs less than 3,000 pounds.
damn, son.
Nope.
I mean, batteries have come a long ways.
They have.
That's.
I have a hard time believing it. The physics behind it don't make
I
sense.
feel like that car is just a news cycle machine.
And we just did it.
We did. I
We
admit
bought
it.
into it.
Well, I was told, or I read from Bloomberg, which I can't read anymore. They said that
He's not mad at all.
I am super salty about it. I checked it again this week, and it's still $35 a month, which is an insane amount of money.
I'll give you a $350. How about that?
I would have given them like probably 20 would have been my limit.
They
But
damn near double it. Like, well.
yeah, it's too much. So anyway, they were talking about how the launch edition ones are sold out, and you have to pay 100% up front for it. So you have to pay the full list price up front, like right when they say, "Hey, we got launch editions. If you want one, write the check for $250,000 right now." They're sold out.
That's insane.
How many sold out? Do you know? Did it say?
I don't know
Do
how
you
many launch
remember?
editions there were, if there were 50 or 100 or what. But
Either
it's,
way.
it's a lot of money regardless.
Yep.
To just have somebody like, all right, write the check. Here you go. Here it is.
It might show up.
And I think everybody else that put a deposit down had to do $50,000.
Absolutely crazy.
And
What I think is funny is, depending on what news source you read your Tesla stuff from, they're either the greatest company in the world or for sure to fail by the end of this year.
Yes. There's
Like,
no
it
middle
just
ground.
depends on which news source you're reading it from. I mean,
the annoying thing is that much different than American politics?
no, it's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. But that's the way journalism is as a nutshell anymore.
Yeah.
That's why you come to us, 10/10 for the real journalism.
Yeah, 'cause
For the
that shit's
real
gonna-
negative
That shit's going to shut.
outlook on.
You know what? Tesla's going to shut down. It'll be 2020 though.
Hindsight.
See, that's different.
I think that's it for Tesla and electric car news,
I
isn't
think
it?
so too.
I think that's it, everybody. Thanks for signing up for the autocross. If you have any, go ahead and
so
sign.
proud
If
of
you
you
want to
guys.
go, sign up. We'll talk to everybody. We'll try to get everybody in that we can, and try to respect the cap also. So let us know if I got to kick some people out or whatever. Who knows?
We can vote them off the island.
We can vote them off the island. But for sure, if you know you're not going, please do take your registration out because it'll help the people that want to go. We would be appreciative of that. And that's it. We'll catch you guys next week.